Let's talk about defending your honor. As everyone knows, I believe Mirio is the best character in the game, alongside Overhaul and Jiro. Right now, I feel like there is this notion in the community that Life Overhaul is a horrible matchup for Mirio because Life Overhaul gets cards like Wall Cling, Faith Shield, Cooperation Offer, Evade and Copy, just to name some. And so good Mirio just stands no chance against a well-played Life Overhaul. And that Murio is like a training wheels deck, and Overhaul is somehow this super complex deck, right, that requires like a PhD to run really well. Whereas I think that Overhaul is actually an extremely simple deck to play, especially the life version. I mean, what are you doing in the end other than just giving 2 damage to everything, getting free builds so that you never get outbuilt quickly, and repeated allows you to ready your stage? This isn't exactly game-breaking things. These are pretty simple concepts. And so I wanted to prove that Mirio can handle Life Overhaul, and that while Life Overhaul might not be a good matchup for Mirio, it's also not a bad matchup. So enough about that. What is this video and why is it titled Defend Your Honor? Well, I was in the Ace Maneuvers Discord, which I love this Discord. I was in the Hot Takes channel, and I noticed that the Defend Your Honor channel had no messages. So I said, we need to make this Defend Your Honor channel have some messages. I'm going to think of something for there. Katona said, find someone who thinks Mirio is bad and go in there to challenge them to a best of 5. I said, like, we only get 5 messages taking turns. That would be pretty fun. I thought it would be like a debate. I said, no, read the channel description. It's for fighting. So I jump into the Defend Your Honor channel, and I at Andrew, who won Gen Con with Life Overhaul, of course, and who is a adamant that Mirio is not that great. So I said, Andrew, best of 5, Mirio versus Overhaul. If Mirio wins, you have to say Mirio's the coolest. If you win, I'll say Overhaul's the coolest. 10 card sideboard, no swapping characters between matches, 3 fire emojis to up get the hype going. Are you in? I'm ready to defend Mirio's honor. Andrew said, bro, I don't even want to play locals, let alone 5 games on the internet. Fair enough. So I said, anyone want to take the Overhaul side? I will take Mirio and thoroughly spank any Overhaul build. I want to squash the notion once and for all that it's a bad matchup. Crossfate said, I gladly will. And Crossfate is a really, really good player and doesn't have a lot of experience on Overhaul, specifically Life Overhaul, but is a very, very good player. So we decided to do this best of 5. He agreed that it would be okay if I filmed it and made this video. And that is how this video happened, this best of 5 with Overhaul. Now, I definitely did, listen, I was trying to hype it up and get someone to take me up. So I said, I will take Mirio and thoroughly spank any Overhaul build. I was definitely being a little grandiose, would you say, with my trash talk there. But, okay, here is the Mirio list that I ended up deciding to run. And you'll see that it is the same core engine of the Mirio list that I made top 16 with at the Webcam Regional. I am still using Rejuvenating Smash and Raiding the Villain's Hideout. I have tried out probably 100 different Mirio lists at this point, and I just find that this combo is so key to closing out games, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. But the biggest change in my attack lineup is that I'm no longer running Hardened Jab. I am instead running Rewind Throttle. It gets a committal, which makes Haymaker, it combines with Haymaker pretty well. It's a selective committal, so you can take down their board pieces, their most important defensive pieces, and it cycles a card. So it's not as strong as Hardened Jab in the sense that you're not drawing a card, you're only cycling it, but the board control is much more key. And Hardened Jab really excels when you play it with a face down stage heavy game plan, and I just don't want to play that game plan in this build. So I'm looking to play a Mirio that can win on turn 2 and can play a long game and feel very comfortable against characters like Life Overhaul and Eraserhead. So all of my attacks are very fast. I'm playing 4x Phantom Threat. This is typically 6 or 7 speed by the time it's done. Rejuvenating Smash. If I have a Raiding the Villain's Hideout out, Rejuvenating Smash will be 7 speed, not just 4 speed. Back Alley Haymaker gets stun 2 and is 4 speed. Plummeting Punch will be 5 speed. Rewind Throttle is 5 speed. Valiant Assault is the only attack that is not fast, and it's a mid attack. I'm playing this because I am trying to still be an aggressive Mirio and be able to have turn 2 wins. although I am siding out Valiant Assault when I go second. I'll explain why here in a little bit. And then the Foundation base, I'm still playing the Raiding the Villains Hideout, but I've got the 2 to pull no punches for the deadlock threat and the momentum. I am playing 3 copies of Unrivaled Combatant. I find that this card just works really well with, well, I'll get into that in a little bit, but it works really well in matchups against Cooperation Offer and Eraserhead to take it back to the mid-off zone. It works also really well with Lemillion of the Big Three. And of course, Plummeting Punch works well with Lemillion of the Big Three because it starts out as a high, give it a damage, make it a mid with Mirio, give it a speed, make it a low with Plummeting Punch, and then give it the damage. So in the 1 diffs, I have taken Destin down to a 3, and then I've added in 2 Celebrity status to draw my momentum when needed, and 3 Manly Passionate Guide to build in the tech pieces that I need. And then I've got 7 0 diffs. I took like It Can't Be Fixed down to only a 2 because I already have a lot of high blocks and I don't want to take out any of these high blocks to make room. And then I've got a Coda to give all of my low attacks +1 speed, and it's a pretty good defensive piece for when I want to play a long game. When I'm going second, I'll be siding in Repel Strike. Repel Strike is a wonderful card at breaking down walls because if you have for example, if you have like an Unrivaled Combatant out on your stage, then Repel Strike is going to be a stun 3 move. And if they're in deadlock, you combine that with Pull No Punches to get another stun. Pretty soon, you play a few of these in a back alley haymaker, and their once, great looking stage becomes nothing, and you can win the game. So, and it also has deadlock enhance of being able to build it down and clear your progressive and get another foundation. And then I'm also siding in calorie counters, and I'm doing this for more board control. And again, it's fast. It's a 5 mid 6. I am not siding out Rejuvenating Smashes. I am siding out my Valiant Assaults because if I'm playing a longer game, I'm going to want to focus on having the ability to break down a wall. And so Valiant Assaults come out, and in come the 3 Repel Strikes and 2 calorie counters. I also take out 1 copy of Rewind Throttle. And then I put in Nice Try because it works pretty well with Repel Strike to commit it down. And that is the deck. It's 65 cards, pretty good deck stability. Again, it is lots of high blocks, but you just kind of have to do it. And I found that like in my RLE list, I was only running 2 Phantom Threat. I've just found that 4 Phantom Threat is the way you have to go. It doesn't play nice with Rejuvenating Smash, right? If you play this first and you send it into your momentum, you can no longer get the momentum from Rejuvenating Smash and Raiding the Villains combo. But if that happens and you draw both, just play something else, play Rejuvenating Smash second, get your momentum, play this third. There's nothing wrong there a lot of times. Plus, this is a lot of times the best finisher that Mirio has because you can make it big and you can make it fast. So Phantom Threat just always feels good to draw. And while I thought that these might clash a little bit, I've just discovered that there is no issue here. So enough about this list. Let's jump into how I did in the best of 5 with Crossfade. I will move myself over here. And when I recorded these videos, I accidentally only recorded on like medium quality on my computer. So it just is what it is. We can still tell what the cards are. All right, Overhaul won the die roll, gets to go first. I build 4, have to commit Mirio. I'm going to block with the back alley haymaker, block the repeated. I don't take any damage. I play Phantom Threat just to basically to get a momentum, right? And I'm going to get a momentum. Well, yeah, I don't have anything to combo off with the Valiant Assault. So I get the momentum and I build and I pass. But it did damage, so Overhaul's at 20. The key to beating Overhaul a lot of times is to jump on him early and then to beat him late. So, you can't just keep Overhaul at 27 health and then try to break through his massive wall later in the game. You kind of have to get Overhaul down to below 20 or below 10 preferably, and then win the game later. So here we are. I blocked with the Capture Evildoers. This is coming in. I'm definitely taking damage here. I'm down to 18. Not a good start. Here I start with the Plummeting Punch. I've got some Valiant Assaults to draw more cards, so I'm feeling okay there. And it looks like Overhaul is a little open to get some more damage through. So I play the Valiant Assault. I check a 3. And I have a Capture Evildoers and a Momentum. So I play the Capture Evildoers and the Momentum, play the Rejuvenating, and I check another 3. So this was the situation, right? Overhaul was at 15 health. Very little left on the stage. 2 attacks is going to win me the game. if I had played Rejuvenating Smash and then Texas Smash and then Valiant Assault, and I had checked running fives, I would have had the game, or at least I'm feeling pretty good about having the game. Maybe Overhaul. I don't know if he had played from stage yet. So that was my thinking, at least, on taking this line. Of course, I checked the 3 here, and then I have to commit down Pull No Punches and Raiding the Villain's Hideout, which means I'm not even going to get the momentum off of Rejuvenating Smash, and I discarded the momentum for the card pool clear, which got rid of my momentum. So at this point, I just have no defense, and I have lost the game. Was it a misplay on my part being that aggressive? Probably. It did hurt. When I checked the 3 on the Valiant Assault, I probably should have just decided to build and get out of there with my momentum. But I didn't, and I paid for it. So I lost game 1, not feeling great. Get to go first game 2, though, so that feels nice. I get my momentum of Phantom Threat. Again, this is why I'm running Phantom Threat out of 4X. It just always feels good to draw it. And once again, I'm starting my turn out with the Phantom Threat. Let's see where this goes. I got a pretty aggressive hand to play the Rewind Throttle. I'm going to commit something down. I'm going to follow up with like a Valiant and see what I draw. Maybe I go Texas and then Valiant. Yeah, I go Valiant, see what I draw. I draw a Plummeting Punch. So now I have a Plummeting and a Texas Smash. I go for the Texas Smash. Overhaul's at 16. This is my chance to, I've got the momentum. I'm at full health, so I feel good on defense. This is my chance to get Overhaul down to where I can kill Overhaul, right? I'm not trying to win the game here, but I am trying to set myself up for a game-winning turn next turn. So I have tons of momentum. While I'm not going to have a lot of defense here, I still feel okay because I'm going to zero out an attack. Yeah, I'm definitely taking damage here, but as you can see, I live, I draw. I don't really draw a lot of attacks. I draw a Back Alley Haymaker and a Valiant Assault, so I have a chance of getting more attacks, right? If the Valiant Assault draws me attacks, I feel really good. Back Alley Haymaker draws me a Phantom Threat. I draw 2 with Valiant Assault, and I come up blank. So all I have after this is a Phantom Threat, and Overhaul had not used the block from stage and was in a pretty strong position, so I just had to build out. But as you saw when I built out, if I rewind just a little bit here, when I build out, I check 3s, so I don't have a wonderful stage. Looking back on it, I should have built the lower difficulty foundations and then blocked with the higher difficulty ones and built them in with Manually Passionate Guy. To be honest, I don't really have a lot of experience with Manually Passionate Guy. It probably showed there. That was a bad misplay. And I'm going to pay for it with my life here and die. So he plays a repeated. Yep, and I'm dead. So now I'm down 0-2 to Overhaul, and I have to win 3 straight if I want to win this best of 5 and prove my point that it's not a bad matchup. Not feeling great. I'm feeling a little foolish because I had agreed to make this a video, and or I said I would make this a video, and I'm a man of my word, so I was going to make it if I lost 0-3 or 1-3-0. So here, this is game 3. I felt really good here. If you notice, I didn't mean to be this aggressive with my hand. Let's jump to this attack again. I didn't mean to be this aggressive. I drew a Phantom Threat and 2 Plummeting Punches, but the Phantom Threat Overhaul didn't block and took this damage. So I played another Plummeting Punch just to test the theory that Overhaul didn't have a low block despite using Passing the Torch and drawing 2. And once again, Overhaul took the damage. So at this point, I'm thinking, yeah, there's definitely no low block there. So I play my third one just because now I have momentum and I know I'm not going to die on the backswing. So I did get greedy, but it was purposely greedy because you have to hit Overhaul in the mouth early, right? So Overhaul's all the way down to 9 health, and I draw again. I come up blank, but I play a Cheerleader and then a Rejuvenating Smash just to get the draw 2 off. I'm just going to build out from here. I do EX it up just a little bit, and then I build. I was EXing it just to try to get Overhaul to not block it, thinking that there's more coming. I think they blocked with the evade and copy, though, although I can't quite remember. Yeah. And then here, I used Mirio on the Back Alley Haymaker and blocked that one. So I'm at 20 health, and here I draw a pretty aggressive hand. I'm going to go Rejuvenating Smash. I have a Raiding the Villain's Hideout out, which means that I am going to get another momentum, and then I EX both of them, and I make it super, super fast, and it's, of course, for lethal, so it has to be blocked. And then I send another Rejuvenating Smash out. I draw 2. I get the momentum off of it. I use my Capture Evildoers. I get another momentum. Now I'm at 2 momentum, and then I'm going to EX up this Rejuvenating Smash. I gave both my Rejuvenating Smash 6 speed, and that just does the game. That is why I just love Rejuvenating Smash and raiding the villain's hideout in Mirio. I think you have to be playing the combo. Being 2 7-speed mid-attacks in a row, and you saw in this case, since I had an existing momentum and I stole a momentum with Capture Evildoers, it was 2 10-speed attacks in a row. All I have to do is get 1 attack to be lethal, right? All right, so now in this game, I sighted in the Repel Strikes, and I'm going second. Not much has happened so far. I've done a little bit of damage. I've also taken a little bit of damage. I sped this up to 10x speed, so I am kind of having trouble commentating this game. I'm definitely not giving in-depth commentary, just watching for fun here. All right, Overhaul builds, and here Overhaul made a crucial mistake. Overhaul built to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 foundations, deadlocked by 1. I drew my hand. I draw a Plummeting Punch, the best deadlock in the game. Lose 1 health, flip 1, destroy 1, commit 1. And this is just going to pretty much seal the game for me. Again, I've got Raiding the Villain's Hideout on my stage, and I have 2 Rejuvenating Smashes. So I'm going to be sending in fast attacks. These Rejuvenating Smashes will be 6 damage plus Mirio 8 damage plus Villain's Hideout 10 damage plus Lemillion of the Big 3 11 damage, and that is going to be lethal. So Overhaul has to block everything. This is just going to be game, and I will take game 4 thanks to Plummeting Punch. And once again, Rejuvenating Smash, showing the power of getting the momentum and the speed. I am going to EX it for 6 here, and there goes game 4. So now we are going into game 5, all the marbles. Once again, I'm going second. All of those first 4 games were actually pretty fast games. You know, they were done by turn 5 or turn 6. We're going to see a very different story here. Very, very different story. I'm just trying to get some momentum. He blocks, so I play the calorie counter. I get to flip a foundation if it's blocked. It feels good. It is blocked. I flip the release. I then play a Texas Smash because at this point I don't have a momentum, and I'd like to have a momentum. And I'd like to do some damage to get Overhaul down to a manageable health total. So gamble pays off. Overhaul goes to 18 health. Stuns, I get to build off of the It Can't Be Fixed. And I use the Mirio for the first attack because I'd like to keep my Plummeting Punch as deadlock threat because Overhaul's at 9 foundations. But I block the Tongue Whip with it. I decide to, I need to prioritize just surviving beyond just winning on my next turn, right? And then I half block the repeated with the Capture Evildoers. So I draw a fresh 6, and I draw a pretty aggressive 6, but it doesn't feel like a great time to go in because Overhaul's at 10 foundations. I really want to put the pressure on Overhaul to build into deadlock because I have pull no punches on stage. I'm also not worried on defense because I can always block with the punch, use pull no punches, put it into my momentum, and then zero out something with Mirio. So I'm not too worried there. At this point, it just becomes a Grey Wars match, right? We're both just building our foundations. Neither of us are really willing to attack into the other. And let's see, I just build one here and pass. And then Overhaul plays a back alley Haymaker, which allows my You're Finished deadlock to come into play. Because the first thing I want to get rid of is those Heroic Assistants, because Heroic Assistance says you can flip, look at my hand, change the zone of your attack. So I immediately commit those down, which is really nice to get those down on Overhaul's turn, and then I can use my You're Finished again on my turn. So I draw my hand, and I draw these 4 attacks. Repel Strike, Rejuvenating 2 Phantom Threats. I decide to not do my Phantom Threats first for a few reasons. One is because I want to get the momentum off of Rejuvenating Smash, because as soon as I use a Phantom Threat and put it in my momentum, I can no longer put things in my momentum. So I want to use my Rejuvenating Smash and get it fast because I need to break down this huge wall that Overhaul has built. 2 is that Repel Strike is the ultimate wall breaker attack, and it builds down after it resolves because of its deadlock enhance. So Repel Strike, I'm going to get to stun 3 because I have Unrivaled Combatant. Then I'm going to get a stun 4 with the Pull No Punches. And then I'm going to use my You're Finished to commit down 2 more foundations. So basically, I'm going to stun 6 on my first attack. I'm going to follow it up with a Rejuvenating Smash. This is going to allow me to draw 2. If I draw an attack off of Rejuvenating Smash, I know this is the turn to go in. If I go up blank and I go blank on my 2 destined for mainstream success, then I know I probably need to, put my foot on the brakes a little bit. But it's definitely a situation where it feels like the right time to play an attack, right? So I play the Repel Strike. I'm going to do all the stuns. Overhaul has a few keeping area safes. That's going to get rid of a few stuns, but I mean, with this and pull no punches, everything's going to be fast, and I'm going to be stunning like crazy. So my first destined was blank. I then play the Rejuvenating Smash. I draw 2, and I draw another Repel Strike. Feeling very good. I then draw a calorie counter off of my other destined for mainstream success. Now I know it is time to go in. I have the attacks. I EX up Rejuvenating Smash. I have Raiding the Villain's Hideout. On my stage again. I forgot here that I actually had To the Rescue. I should have definitely used To the Rescue earlier and gotten rid of a release. But I didn't. I forgot about it. And it takes me I use it before my last attack. I finally realized that I have it out, but it takes me a little while. So I get this calorie counter in. I then play this Repel Strike. I check a 3, so I have to commit a ton of resources for it. It's okay, though, because Repel Strike is going to build down after it resolves, and then I just need to get these 2 last Phantom Threats in. And Overhaul releases down to where they are no longer in deadlock, which means that I go ahead. My Pull No Punches stun 1 is no longer of any use, so I can go ahead and destroy it, throw a punch in my momentum, and then this is going to build down, so I'm really not playing on progressive. Didn't even do a Capture Evil's card pool clear, and I've played like 4 attacks, and I have 1 card in my card pool. That's just the benefit of Mirio. And then Phantom Threat was also going to go to my momentum, and then I could play another Phantom Threat if I needed. So in these cases, I was using my Phantom Threats as my finishers. I was using the Repel Strikes to break down the wall, and Rejuvenating Smash to get my momentum and just get it super fast, because they're always going to want to block Rejuvenating Smash because it's so much damage. And that was the game. Deadlock, really, both times, both games 4 and 5, Overhaul went into deadlock and paid for it. And won off of the back of Plummeting Punch and Repel Strike, and You're Finished. So that was it. I won 3-2. Felt really good to get the win after starting 0-2. I was feeling pretty foolish at the beginning, and then felt good at the end, right? Do I feel like, I can't say like, oh, I proved something big. I didn't dominate. Every game was super, super close and really well played and hard fought. So did I prove anything big? No. But do I feel like I proved that Overhaul is not a bad matchup for Mirio? Yes, I feel like I proved that. And I showed that a Mirio list that isn't playing super greedy, right? We're not playing all the 3 mid attacks and still trying to get away with it. And a Mirio list that's running a larger deck size and not just like a flat 50 card list trying to win on turn 2. A Mirio list that actually respects their opponent and the defense of their opponent does have power, and this list still has aggressive power on turns 2 and 3. So I feel like this is where I'm at currently with Mirio. If I was playing in like a real tournament, I'd probably take this Heroic Strike out and put in a Toru 2. I'm still not quite sold on Toru 2, on Mirio siding into Toru 2 being better, especially against, Toru 2 is built-in deadlock against characters like Overhaul, who build like crazy. But I still think Mirio has a good matchup. So that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this match. It was a lot of fun just to play these matches. It was good Nationals practice, if nothing else. And I hope you enjoyed watching and looking at my latest iteration of Mirio.